Today I will take 5 of your builds from the comment section and run them and judge them, but making powerful PvP builds is frankly too easy while Ace and Fellwinters are still topping the charts. So I only picked suggestions that were interesting in order to make sure these builds are scientifically the most fun while still being viable. I judged them according to their offense, defense, versatility, survivability, speed, and consistency. And in case that's not enough, I will also grade them based on their flavor and viability. Let's begin. This first build takes advantage of a handful of new buffs and changes to the overall PvP litter box. Suros is now more accurate and rangier while in the dual speed mode, that's the slower while ADSing thing. Controversive Holds is more consistent, and even if its regen was nerfed a little bit, and Shadow Dive got kicked firmly in its Orbs of Light, so that's a good thing. At first, I was skeptical as to the capabilities of this new Suros buff, but it only took about one instance of this happening. Damn, so many. The Suros punches out more damage with more consistency than Mike Tyson boxing and amputee. This video you're seeing, I am positive, is not doing this any justice. Something about the zoom, maybe the range, maybe the aim assist makes this weapon a better mortician than it is a rifle. For science, I looked up the TTK of this weapon and found that it kills faster at further ranges than the barren field of shits I give to the people complaining about the Shadow Dive nerf. To be perfectly honest with you though, I was so enthralled with this gun that I almost completely forgot that I had a sniper rifle equipped, and the Empowering Rift combo just kind of fell away. It was way more enjoyable to tag a target a few times with the Chad rifle and then send a receipt to their own coffin with 150 something damage body shot. The overcharged grenade served as a good tool for setting up an impromptu anti-Sea Ape circle, but I still found myself overcommitting to try to make sure that they got tags so I could get my ability regen back from Controversial Holds, and ended up dying more often than not. A smart move by the creator was to add a double grenade kickstart mod to a stasis armor Controversial Hold, and even though those mods still got nerfed with everything getting changed around it, it doesn't really feel like much of a nerf. It just is kind of like, well, everything got brought down around it, so this is still our best version of grenade spam. There was a few lives where Bungie had decided I'd played too much of the video game and spawned me into 2 supers right off the rip. But after the second sour spawn, I casted fuck everything in that general direction in the name of science. As for this build's rating, it suffered severely in CQC, but when it was spaced with the defensive stance, it shined quite well. Offense 4, defense 7, versatility 3, survivability 5, speed 5, consistency 6, flavor A-, viability B+. I can't express how proud I am of Bungie of going and doing the big D2 energy of adding literal Halo into the game. Like, imagine how that conversation went. Hey, so we got this 30-year anniversary thing. Okay, why would we need to know about that? Oh, we're gonna put Halo in it. Excuse me. What? Yeah, we're thinking we're gonna put like the battle rifle and the Magnum, the energy sword. Hey, whoa. You don't own that anymore. You sold that to us. I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of not giving a shit. This build seems like a bit of an obvious choice given the new weapons, but it's worth cosplaying as Master Chief at least once. It makes me more excited than Astacross when a new TWAB drops to say that this build is actually really good. If you were ever curious about the TTK of this 3-tapping special ammo sidearm, it's 0.6 seconds. Some people have told me that this weapon is overpowered, but those people also think that tap water tastes like a fine wine, so I tend to ignore their opinions. There's a beautiful synergy between the efficacy and ranges of the battle rifle, the not battle rifle, and the definitely not Magnum. Due to the absolute size of this battle rifle's stat package, I can easily reach out and perforate the vertical foreheads of snipers hard-scoping way in the back of the map and cause them to flinch. If you begin to hear the theme song of George of the Jungle, you can swap to your definitely not Magnum and backpedal a 3-tap lobotomy to the ape trying to shotgun you. I wish I had more time to grind Xur's thematically confusing TV game show for the Catalyst, but after having watched a few reviews on it, let's just say that I'm going to be taking my time with it. This build creator didn't give us an exotic to work with nor a specific subclass, so I asked my friends and fellow TDT member Freedom, and he suggested Liar's Handshake, which only triggered once, but it's got to be some kind of rule of like bad manners, reminding the Titans so bluntly that their shoulder charge got neutered. And one-shot grenades, even though they took some getting used to, are hilariously strong. Offense 6, defense 8, versatility 7, survivability 6, speed 6, consistency 8, flavor, A+, viability, A+, very solid. Let's roll on to build 3. This build came from our Patreon, which feel free to check the link in the description if you'd like to further my addiction to basic food and basic housing. Oh, and while we're talking about people who support me, congrats to RC, I think that's how it's pronounced, 333, for winning last week's giveaway from Plink. DM me there to get your prize process going, and thanks again to Plink for sponsoring us. If you would like to check out a great LFG app that analyzes all your in-game stats and behaviors, check that link, and you can follow me there as well. Thanks again for sponsoring my burrito addiction. I saw a handful of you suggesting something similar to this build, furthering my proof that my subscribers are a collective hive mind, or all of you are sharing one brain cell like a Goodwill store. But jokes aside, the changes that came to the abilities make builds like this have a serious place in the meta. Lumina with Boots of the Assembler have a sort of secret interaction that is relatively well known by the community by now, but in case you maybe never heard of it, and in case you've never seen its sheer efficacy, whenever you are standing in a rift and show your orbs to an ally, they in return will respond and give you their orbs, which just operates as a noble round for Lumina. You can very easily use the near permanent uptime of your rifts from Middle Tree Dawnblade's passives to always have a damage or healing rift bonus up between that and Lumina. The damage bonus is the same as your empowering rifts on Lumina, which is 20%, and can cause Lumina to only need 1 headshot and 2 body shot to kill lower resilience targets. The creator had me use this with a Harmony rolled Wolf Tone draw, but here's where the build started to break down. Yes, you can use Wolf Tone to one-shot headshot with both damage buffs, just like I can stick my ass in the freezer and call it winter. Both weapons have to hit a headshot in order to guarantee a kill, but with the reduced range of Lumina, the nerf to quick access sling, and the inability to charge a arrow and boost like on Top Tree Dawnblade, I was better off cosplaying as Zenyatta from Overwatch in the back of the map healing people rather than trying to slay out. This build has potential, it just needs some refining. I am sure I will get at least 3 people in the comments with the actually, but this is my video, so I get to say offense 3, defense 6, versatility 7, survivability 8, speed 4, consistency 3, flavor A, viability C+. I know you read that flash wall of text just about as well as you read the terms and conditions of your latest PC update, but here's the gist. Multimac, Duality, Onteus Words, Behemoth Titan with Diamond Lance, and Cryoclasm. Off the get-go, you are probably thinking the same thing I am. This build is kinda meta. And yes, while I agree, I do have to admit that Onteus Words and Diamond Lance is a rather rare species in the Crucible ecosystem. The best part of this incarnation of the Onteus Words build is that Titan goes zoom. Everything plays perfectly well into going fast and playing aggressive in close quarter spaces. I think the PvP community is sleeping on Diamond Lance just a little bit, but it's easy to see why. There are not a lot of stasis weapons yet, and when this ability is able to proc more consistently, then this will be a more interesting pick. But currently there are as many stasis weapons as there are PS5s in the entire universe, so, you know, not very easy to trigger. There really isn't a whole lot to say here. It's good, if not just a bit, I don't know, we should call it traditional. And yes, Diamond Lance is a mood, but it still only happens once or twice a match, especially with Glacier Wall getting a huge nerf. So, offense 7, defense 4, versatility 2, survivability 6, speed 7, consistency 5, flavor C+, viability B+. Honestly, I could probably take the flavor down even further, as this is a pretty common combo, but nevertheless, it is nice seeing Diamond Lance as well as Onteus Words in a build suggestion video. Give it a try, it's kind of fun. I had difficulty picking the last build. The primary reason is because of this image. Tell me, my lovely subscriber, can you locate the Guardian in this picture? Yeah, me neither. Thus resumes my age-old complaint. Stop giving me trace rifles. 9.5 times out of 10, they are just a more expensive auto rifle with built-in epilepsy warnings. The first build I wanted to use used Prometheum lens on Bottom Tree Solar Titan in the Path of Burning Steps. I have seen this suggested from when these boots first came out, and the main issue I have still applies here. Can't see fucking shit. Bottom Tree promises to be a big contender for the top spot in the PvP tier list meta, but rarely was I able to take advantage of it. So, frustrated and dejected, I dove back into the comments and found something even more beautiful. And by beautiful, I mean it looks like someone stuck Play-Doh into a ball of bugles. I am surprised more conversation hasn't sprouted at one of the Titan's last surviving one-shot tools, the Khepri's Horn. Dealing over 200 damage with both pulses, the Khepri's Horn will not only cause your opponent's eyes to flinch when beholding your unprohibited good looks, but also you can gain barricade energy whenever you get a solar kill. Trying to maintain something from the previous build, I ran the new Retrace Path Legendary Trace Rifle, and yeah, it's amazing what being able to actually freaking see your target can do. This roll came with Genesis and Harmony, which, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of similar to, minus the whole growing AoE thing, it's pretty similar to the Prometheum lens. Hey Bungie, how about a change to the exotic trace rifles, as well as maybe pulling back on the whole burning my retinas thing? That could be kind of cool. After a game or so with this and P-Spawn trace rifle combo, I thought, okay. But what if also Suros? for science, of course. While this combo does kind of overlap itself in ranges, these two are damn spicy. Suros handles those longer range engagements, and with a quick swap to the Retrace Path can handle closer range engagements. I am super out of practice with jousting with Khepris from back when I was a boy. I could clean out entire lobbies with a well-placed fuck you wall. There is some serious potential here, and like I mentioned, Suros is just a monster. It is a little bit terrifying knowing that Suros is probably a really good contender, if maybe not the top contender for auto rifles right now. Give this build a try. Seriously, this one has my attention. Offense 6, defense 7, versatility 6, survivability 6, speed 5, consistency 6, flavor A, viability B+. It's close. Let me know what you find out in the comments, and make sure you are subscribed, and leave a comment if you want to stab at getting your build featured. Bless your faces, and deuces.